we go, here we go, here we go. Going for a ride. Going for a trip in my little rocket ship. Flying through the skies, little Einstein. Snappy depth too. Do 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 do. I hope my stand stays. Hope it don't fall. Hope it don't fall. Jibby dibby dee. Jibby jibby dee. Water up in my world. Let's make it right. Supposed to turn there, fudge. Oh, we got a place to run. Her. What a kid for not paying attention. Forgot where I was at. Yay, somebody's watching. Here we go. Back on track. Oh, nobody loves me. Nobody wants to watch my lives. They're building apartments there. We need more of those. Yay! Hooray! 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 What are we talking about today? Does anybody want to talk about something? What are we talking about? I guess I could keep talking about movies. That's what I thought about last time. That was pretty cool too. It was nice to have something to talk about instead of just me sitting here running. Well, because that's him still sitting here running my mouth. But I grew up liking movies, watching a lot of movies. So I wouldn't say a lot, but my fair share of movies. So I watched quite a bit of movies in the not in the 90s, the 80s and 90s, 2000s, stuff like that. Weird movies too. Let's see. I was thinking about one the other day that I kind of liked. I think it was from the 90s. I don't know when it was from, but I think I watched it in the 90s. And it was called Cabin Boy. And it was like a silly comedy movie about this guy. And again, it's all like over the top characters, but it's that this guy, he's basically just a cabin boy swabbing the decks and stuff of this ship. And he comes off as not very intelligent, but and I don't think that really changes much through the movie. And I can't remember a whole lot about it. I just remembered I always enjoyed watching it when I did watch it. But he's swabbing the decks and cleaning the ship. He goes to throw some water over the side of the ship, and he sees something floating in the water, and it was a girl, and it was a pretty girl. So he goes and throws a net over and pulls her up in the ship. But it turns out she was trying to swim, like across the Atlantic or whatever. I can't remember exactly what it was, but something along those lines. That's my sister. Hey, sister. Anyway, I think that's my sister. Anyway, so that makes sense. But anyway, no, I don't know. They changed. Anyway, she's pissed because he thought she was just floating, and was dead, or might have been dead, or about to drown. And it turns out that was just that's how she slept. Whenever she took time to sleep, she just slept floating. And so she's pissed, and she's pissed at the dude. And he's just smitten for her because she's pretty, and everybody just keeps treating him bad, and she just starts treating him bad too. But then he ends up saving the day from like some pirate or monster. I can't remember. It's weird. I can't remember exactly how it all goes, but it was a funny movie. And listen, I'm trying to think of I don't know the actor's names, of course. I'm trying to think what else he played on. If you remember the movie Me, Myself, and Irene. No, not that movie. Something About Mary. Yeah, the movie Something About Mary with Ben Stiller and Cameron Diaz. I do remember their names. Anyway, so, how are you? I'm doing okay. I'm in Georgia. Just driving. I got an appointment to go to. So, and running my mouth. Sorry, I just saw somebody commented. So, Ray the Bay. All right, bud. Hey, bud. So, if you remember Something About Mary with Ben Stiller and Cameron Diaz, I think that's her name. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her name. I don't know how I can forget that name. Oh, let me slow down. Set my cruise control. So, not the two main characters, but the guy that plays his friend that tells him to go find Mary in Florida or whatever. That guy. That guy's the main character. He's the cabin boy. But I think even when he saved the day, I think it was kind of like out of dumb luck or something like that. But she falls in love with him, I think, and it's a happy ending. But yeah, I just thought about that the other day. I was like, man, I haven't seen that in forever. I don't know if it holds up to most movies now. Probably not, because it was like a low budget comedy movie. Oh yeah, that character was also in Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray. He was the camera guy. in that movie. So it's that guy. Those are two movies I remember him from right off the bat. So yeah, that was pretty neat. Pretty good little movie. So if you're in Texas, I don't know if you're in Texas, but and I don't know that. No, now I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah. So I'm not in Texas. So actually kind of far from Texas. There you go, around the curve, and that was pretty good. Pretty good movie, Cabin Boy. And again, I don't know the year it came out. Just know I think I watched it I remember watching it in the 90s. Yeah, in the 90s. Since I asked, I'll try to answer it. But like I said, I don't remember a whole lot more about it. But yeah, definitely low budget kind of film. And he did play a pretty good character. I thought he did a really good job in that. So let's go to another movie. Another old movie. And this one's another one that has, like, I think it has different, but the movie I remember from is Combat High. So that's the name I it as. I think it has like different names depending on how you get it. I have it at the house, so I gotta find a way. I gotta get. You know, it's sad. It's what is it? 2024 now. I don't have a freaking DVD player. I have all these DVDs that I've collected over the years, and I don't have a way of watching DVDs, and that kind of irritates me. But I gotta get one. I mean, it ain't like they're like $30 at Walmart, I think, or something like that. All right, I'm live again. Here we go. So, Combat High. Characters that play in this movie is the main character. I can't remember his name. He was kind of popular back in I think this definitely got to be from the 80s. It's definitely got to be from the 80s because he was pretty popular in some. What I gonna say? Man, I don't know if we really call it popular, but he did he did a few movies. He was in Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield because he was the son in that movie, which also had a young Robert Downey Jr. in it. So, but he was also in. I'm trying to describe it so y'all can, anybody who's listening to this can actually try to picture out who it is. He was in the old movie. I'm trying to think. Billie Jean. Yeah, Billie Jean. About he was the guy they broke into the rich house, and he helped them out and gave them some food and stuff like that. He was in that movie, and then he was the main character in excuse me, in this movie that I'm fixing to talk about, Combat High. So basically, him and his friend, they're troublemakers. They get in a lot of trouble. They like to play they're like Jackass before Jackass. They just like playing practical jokes on people, and some of them go a little bit too far. Like in the beginning of the movie opens up with them like setting up a bunch of practical jokes and pranks at the school for the first day of the year, and everybody starts going back into school. All the students start showing up, and next thing you know, there's fireworks going off and sprinklers going off and pigs showing up into classrooms and just all kinds of craziness going on. And they get expelled from school, and so, or they get called to the principal's office. The principal expels them from school, and hold on, let me get around this curve. And they on the way home, they're talking about it, and they're like, their parents are going to be mad. And you have the main character, which, like I said, was the guy from all the other movies I listed. he's kind of the ringleader of it. The other guy just kind of hangs around and follows him everywhere, and he has a bit of a stutter. So he kind of just latches on to this other guy because he's outgoing and really doesn't kind of have no care in the world, just kind of does what he wants to do. And by following him, he always ends up, he has fun, but he ends up getting in trouble. But anyway, so they're on the way home, and they're talking about how their parents are going to be mad, and they don't know what they're going to do. And they come across this road construction crew that's doing some road construction. They prank on them and get the people to dig on the other side of the road. And when they go to the other side of the road, they hit a water main, and they end up getting arrested for impersonating, I guess, a city worker or whatever. So when they're in court, the parents are kind of mad at them, and the court, looking at their record and seeing that they've caused a lot of trouble and like playing practical jokes on people. So the judge, since they're minors, decides instead of sending them to jail, he's going to send them to a military school. So they end up going to this military school, and they think they're going to they think they're going to cause trouble at this military school, but everybody's like hard asses about it and don't want it. There's no fun. It's all very structured and regimented, and just like hard, like military style school. But then they start finding ways to kind of still cause trouble and mischief because they want to get kicked out, they want to be there, they want to get kicked out, but then slowly they end up liking it. And matter of fact, this has a very young George Clooney in it, and he's not a main character. He's more like a secondary side main character. I guess that's what you would call it. But you kind of start, get introduced to him, and he's the principal's son. So he ends up being more like them than anything than he would think. And they, so they end up kind of bonding together and stuff like that. You have, see, this is why it's called the guy, because I'm gonna say and a lot. But anyway, you have like a Russian military school visit to do like an exchange program, not exchange program, but to do kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Where it's like a joint presentation or whatever with the schools, and it kind of hit. That's why I said it's probably. I'm pretty sure it's unlike that was prop up. You don't have to bash Russia all the time or whatever. So there's a Russian. What's the word I'm looking for? Slant to it, not slant, but anyway, it was really good. I enjoyed watching that. It's one of my favorite ones to watch. That not a lot of people know about, especially seeing as how it has George Clooney in it. Before he actually got pretty famous, and it's not even on his IMDb. I checked that out to see if it was on there, because I was looking for the movie, and it ended up having a different name. So I was having trouble finding it. So that's why I went to his IMDb and tried to see if I could find out what the name for it was, and it wasn't on there. So that was pretty cool to see that he's in a movie, and it's not. And it's not even on there, so I don't know why. I don't know if he's just not proud of it, or if it's not important enough of a movie to matter. Let's go around. Give me a second, y'all. Get going good, and we'll continue the discussion, which is not really a discussion, more than just talking. Because nobody wants to discuss it. But yeah, I really liked it because it was funny because you got to see the practical jokes that they did, and it was funny, and you got to see them actually change from like from being very lax and not caring about things to being actually being more regimented and having something to care about, because they both meet girls there, and that comes into play, you know, so they kind of mature up, and at the end of the day, you know, because I think they oh, whoa, I'm at 10. I ain't never had 10 before. That's great. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Give me some anyway. Let's see, you know, yeah, so the court mandated that they had to go for 1 year. They had to attend this military school for 1 year, but at the end of it, they're having such a good time, and they're enjoying it, and they've kind of changed that they actually, I think at least one of them stays. So the main character, I'm pretty sure he's the one that stays and enjoys, you know, because he's happy there and changes his ways, which is great. It's a good movie. Wish I could think of it. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else there. Again, for anybody like from the 80s, if you remember the movie Night Court, or the TV show Night Court, the big tall guy that was the bailiff there, he's in it. There's a lot of old characters from back then that are in it that a lot of people maybe just, I can't think of their names or stuff that they were in to really make it matter. But it was good. Another old movie that I like, that had probably around the 80s, 90s time. I think it's probably more of the 80s than 90s. I'm pretty sure it's 80s. Was Rad. That was a pretty cool movie about BMX. Kid that wants to be a BMX racer, stunt biker, and he's from a small town in the middle of nowhere, and he's trying to be famous, or trying to get famous, right? You know, doing his bikes, and the sponsorship in this thing's crazy, because there's like Mongoose Bikes is represented in it heavily. And BMX, like early BMX kind of stuff, is sponsored in it, and you got a lot of like the popular BMX racer bikers from back then that were in it that did guest spots in it. But it turns out like the town wants to like raise its popularity, so they invite BMX to come in and do a show there, so they could get some tourism and stuff like that. So there's this big whole celebration with like BMX bikers coming in and famous people coming in, and it's like a big deal, and they're kind of douchey. And then there's one woman that's really not a douche, and she ends up falling in love with like the hometown hero kind of guy. But it was a really good movie. I like that, and I think it did actually pretty well. It's one of, if I'm not mistaken, kind of one of those that people kind of call a kind of a cult classic movie. The soundtrack's pretty dope, and it kind of like back then, because I was a kid and I was like, man, what the heck did I use the word dope? Anyway, but yeah, back when I was a kid watching it, I was like, I want to do that. You know, I want to be like that. I want to do that. But it's kind of hard when you're really in a really small town in the middle of nowhere. So, and you can't really get a hold of a BMX bike, you know, like you can now. Now they're everywhere. You order them off of Amazon. But no, back then, if Walmart didn't have it, you didn't get it. Either that, or every once in a while you could order stuff from Sears or the JCPenney catalog. So, but yeah, that was a really cool movie. But I still would say it would be a little bit better than Combat High, but barely. Mainly because it's just like more action into it and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of other characters that were in it. I can't think of the characters in there. The main girl in it, she's pretty popular, or she was pretty popular back then. She kind of looked like it wasn't her, but she had a lot of the same look as Kelly from Saved by the Bell back then, which was like a popular look back then. So let's see. I still got a little ways to go till I get where I'm going. So let's see if I can remember. What's another one? Let's see if I can think of anybody else that was in there. Not anybody else. Like, there were like old people, like that were popular, right? Or I wouldn't say are popular. Or I wouldn't say were pop. They were just common in like movies. So let's see. Let's think of another movie I could talk about. Cause that's kind of something I'd like to do with this channel, is do like old movie reviews kind of thing. But I'm not good at editing, so that's kind of out of the picture for now. Maybe one day I'll learn. Let's see, what's another one I can think of? Another one, oh shoot, let me drink some water. I've been running my mouth. Drink some water. Well, I think of another movie. What can I think of? There's a bunch. Excuse me. Grew up watching the Ernest movies, Ernest World. He was funny. I enjoy watching him. Speaking of that guy, Beverly Hillbillies, the movie from I think that's probably more along the 90s. I think that would be more along the 90s, because you had the Ernest P. Worrell guy. I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name to save my life, and I know that's sad. Because he was really funny. You had him. I can't think of the girl that played his daughter, Mary Ann, I think. Yeah, that was her name. That was her character's name. I can't think of the girl that played her. But man, back then when I was a young man growing up, Jesus Christ. Matter of fact, I think she was also in. She was the same one that was in Under Siege with Steven Seagal. She's the girl that came. I'm pretty sure that's her, but I can't think of her name. And like I said, it's a young man growing up. Jesus, good Lord. Anyway, back to the Beverly Hillbillies movie. Beverly Hillbillies movie. Also had Rob Snyder played a funny character trying to get their money, and the lady that played his wife, who was trying to help. They were trying to work together and try to steal their money. I can't think of her name. She did quite a few movies. He also had a guest appearance. I would call it a guest appearance from. Oh no, it wasn't a guest appearance because he was the main character. He was the. What's his name? So the main character, Jed Clampett. He didn't have a wife. He had his nephew, I think. I can't think of his name to save my life, or his character's name to save my life. Right off the top of my head. What's his name? Jed Clampett. Jethro, I think that was his name. I'm pretty sure that was his name, Jethro. That's what we're going with anyway. But that character, he ended up doing quite a few movies. He was also in, let's see, what else was he in? Right off the top of my head, because I know quite a few movies he was in. Let me go around these people. He played a small part, guest appearance in Napoleon Dynamite as the karate instructor. He played in Office Space as the neighbor. I don't know why I said I know quite a few. That was two movies I know that he played in. But he's funny. And then he also did a secondary cameo as his sister with back then we threw on a wig and a dress and played her. That was funny. I always enjoyed that. That was a pretty good little comedy bit. I can't think of. I can see the face of the banker, the head banker guy, the grandma, the assistant for the head banker guy. I can see their faces, but I can't tell any. I couldn't tell you what else they played in. Matter of fact, yes, I can. I think I could be wrong because I've been wrong before. But the lady that played Granny, I think later on she ended up playing some other shows. But I'm pretty sure she played the old lady in Beer Fest. Just a weird, out of the blue note. Now I'm at 10 again. Yeah, let's go. Anyway, all right. Let's see. What else can I go? What else can I think about the movie? Oh yeah, you had the Subway, the Subway, big Subway sandwich. The guy ordered the Subway sandwich and they delivered it. It was this giant party sub. That movie always made me want to order one of those sandwiches, but I never got to. Now that I'm an adult, I can do adult things. I should really do some of these things from my childhood, like order a giant sub. But they don't even do that anymore. I think they just do the party platters. And what's the fun in the party platter? I'm sorry, I like Subway. I prefer Subway. I just like, at 17? New record. All right, y'all. But yeah, I prefer Subway. Subway, there's something from my childhood about going into Subway and smelling that bread. It's just special to me. So I prefer Subway. Which is funny to watch, because me and my wife, we watch Korean shows now and Korean movies, and a lot of the times they'll go to Subway. So they have a lot of product placement in their shows, so that's kind of funny, or not funny, but kind of cool to me. Let's see, what's another one I can think of? See if I can think of anything else about that movie. Yeah, that movie also kind of always made me want to have an indoor pool. But maybe one day I'll have YouTube money and I could have an indoor pool. I probably should have read that sign, but I don't think it was important. So let's see, what else? What's another one? Another good movie I like is, I'm hoping I get the name of the name of the movie right, but I'm pretty sure the name of the movie is Toy Soldiers. I'm trying to think, double check my memory, make sure. I'm pretty sure that's the name. It's weird because you got that movie, and then I think there's another movie that's with a similar name from like the late 90s, where the kid the government makes toys that are supposed to be like weapons of war, and supposed to be robots and stuff like that, and a kid gets a hold of them by accident or something like that, and they end up creating a war. But it has a similar name. So I'm trying to think. But the movie I'm talking about, and like I said, I'm pretty sure the name of it is Toy Soldiers. This guy, let's see, think of some of the people that are in it. The main two characters that I can remember, and again, I'm not a name person, is the guy that played in Rudy, as Rudy. He also played, I think he came back later and played in the show, what's the name of that show? Doesn't really help if I can't think of the name of that show. Entourage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think he played in that. He also played, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, he played in Lord of the Rings as the Samwise Gamgee, Bilbo Baggins' partner. He played in that. That's right. So, but yeah. So basically, they're in a private school. Oh, the other character was pretty popular back then, or not pretty popular. It was common back then. Was a bald-headed black guy, and again, I don't know anybody's name really. So this, but he was in the Principal. I think I talked about that movie last time. He was in The Principal. He was also in, holy shit, I thought he was in the trailer. What else was he in? He was in the Iron Eagle movies. He was kind of like a tough guy character back in the day. Really good actor. I liked his movies a lot. But that was. But anyway, they're in a private school. The older character, I think he wasn't the principal. He was like a teacher or an instructor at the private school, and this is like a rich guy private school, or where rich people send their kids. And the younger character was kind of like a misfit. He didn't like being there. He didn't like the fact he kind of didn't agree with his parents and what his parents did and stuff like that. I think they were a congressman or something. But anyway, and he had his group of friends, and they were all kind of like misfits, ragtag, causing trouble, and they'd go out and spray paint and graffiti and stuff like that, and just do kind of shit like that. And he would, so anyway, one day out of nowhere, some terrorist organization, whatever, hijacks the school and takes the school over, and to try to get like the rich people to get the government to release some terrorist out of prison or something like that. So I guess, yeah, some terrorist had been in prison, and they wanted to get him out, so they hijacked the school and took the kids hostage. So these kids decided to try to stand up to them, and it's not like unreal. It wasn't done to the point where it was just like unrealistic. Like they were like, it was legitimately done pretty well, because everything was done pretty well. One of the kids, one of his friends, ends up running out grabbing one of the guy's guns and going out and try to shoot the guys, and they kill him. And it turns out he was the son of like some high-ranking mob guy in, I guess, a big city somewhere. So when that guy got the word that his son was killed by these terrorist guys, he sends word into the prison where the terrorist is being held, and they kill that guy. So it was kind of funny. It's like, oh, you can kill my kid, I'll kill your dad, or I'll kill, whoever. So the head terrorist guy gets killed, and it's just it's really interesting the way that all kind of takes place, and they end up getting all the kids out and they get the school back. But I thought it was a pretty good movie. I enjoy watching that when I get a chance to watch it. And again, I think the name of the movie is Toy Soldier. Or it might be Toy Soldiers, plural. But anyway, that's just kind of where we're at on that. I'm about here where I need to be. So I believe I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready to call this a successful video. I had 17 viewers at one point. That's crazy for me, man. I've never had 17 viewers, and now I got 3. But that's crazy. I'm happy. Thank you guys for watching, joining me on this ride. I'm going to stop over here at Burger King and get me something to eat, because I skipped breakfast earlier, and I'm feeling it now. But if I can later, I'll try to get on again. I think I'm going to try to do a TikTok live if I can. I got some stuff I got to figure out on that. But I like it because it's fun. But, oh, let's go. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. As always, stay safe. Or, what is it? Let me see. It's been so long since I've done this. God bless, stay safe, do great things. That's it. God bless, stay safe, do great things. My catchphrase. So, God bless, stay safe, do great things. Ah, my fingers in the way. Yeah.